Welcome to Transfer Thursday, where it's obviously not a Thursday, but we're gonna pretend it is. Now, I know a lot of people wanted this series to come back, and as I've noticed with creating different series, I hate doing it every single time. So we're no longer going to do this weekly, more so monthly. But I will let you guys in the comments below just suggest a bunch of transfers, and I'll just kind of mush them up into a transfers you missed video. Because I'm desperate for ideas since nothing is happening right now. Either way, we're going to go through the many transfers that have happened from July 1st to July 4th. A very short amount of time, but there's 50 players we're going to be talking about today. Monaco's Aurelien Tchouameni is considered one of the best young midfielders in the world. This year, he led Liga in interceptions with 101 and was ranked 4th for most tackles. This was also with him playing a less defensive role in contrast to the 2021 season. The Frenchman is also a great outlet and can ping some fantastic passes with his great vision. Tchouameni doesn't score that much, but from time to time he does have an eye for goal. Aurelien was linked with the likes of PSG and the welcome merchants, but it would be Real Madrid who acquired him for 80 million on a deal that lasts until 2028. He'll be joining another young French midfielder with a lot of promise in Eduardo Camavinga. At time. I've been using OneFootball since 2017 when I was a wee little sophomore, so trust me when I say this is the best app for football news and results. Follow your favorite clubs and national teams and know exactly when they're playing based on your time zone. You can even get live feeds for matches you couldn't watch at home. Sick of that pesky manager not performing? Well, luckily for you, OneFootball will make sure you're the first person to know when he's sacked. All you have to do is turn on notifications and boom, all the latest news for your club or even national team. I personally love this app because I can follow any and all leagues and competitions that I'm interested in. So that way I know all the future matchups coming up and maybe I can watch some and plan ahead. I can review all the results and even the stats of every single match that has been played, and even the league table. And remember, this is all accessible on just one single app. And with OneFootball, you can even follow players. You can now also watch game highlights and even stream some matches live all across the world. And the best part about all of this, the app is completely free. So drop everything you're doing right now, click the link in the description, and download OneFootball to absolutely transcend your footballing experiences. After one very successful season with Benfica scoring 26 goals and some more in the Champions League, Liverpool acquired the services of 23-year-old Darwin Nunez for 75 million until 2027, which, considering it was just 1 year in the Portuguese leagues, there will be a lot of questions with the whole price tag. Nunez, however, provides great positioning and lethal pace at 6'2", which fits Liverpool well. He does lack in his technicality, as mentioned by Mr. Rabonaman himself though. Expect this signing to be similar to Kai Havertz, where most of the fee goes really towards the potential. 21-year-old Erling Haaland had been making headlines since the day he scored 9 against Honduras in the U20 World Cup. In 2019-20, he had 29 goals in 22 league appearances, 2020-21, 27 and 27 starts, and 21-22, he had 22 and 21 starts. That's a lot of 20s. But he's been averaging more than a goal every 90 minutes. That is an insane statistic. Mind you, he's just 21. We have still yet to see his peak. But after years of being linked with the Norwegian robot, Manchester City signed him through his release clause for 60 million. That's right, a release clause has saved the transfer market from impending doom, also known as more inflation. With this new signing, the already dominant City find the missing piece they've struggled with for years. Which now means the Premier League is officially f***ed. In fact, all of football is f***ed. I'll be officially boycotting this sport and watching a real sport. Baseball. Haaland will undoubtedly be the Thanos of the Premier League if he stays healthy. Fitness has plagued this guy's career a good bit, and it's going to be interesting to see how he fares in a very physical league.
I have a small gift for you. But he doesn't play for City.
After some of the best years of his career, scoring 90 goals and 196 appearances, Sadio Mane looks for another challenge at Bayern Munich for 32 million. And after the signing, Bayern Munich decided to post on their Twitter welcoming Sadio Mane. Don't Google Translate it though. But Bayern's playstyle emphasizes the importance of wingers, and Mane's speed and technique will help the Bavarians probably win their millionth Bundesliga title. The Senegalese international joins the German club for 3 years. Inter Milan have done the best business the world of football has seen in a long time. If you remember just last year, because of the Suning company collapse, Inter were almost bankrupt practically. So in order to combat that, Inter decided to sell both Lukaku and Hakimi right after they had just won the Scudetto. Lukaku in particular went to Chelsea for 113 million, and looking back, that was probably the dumbest business the Blues have ever done. Nostalgia carried that transfer because apparently no one considered the fact that Lukaku's style doesn't fit Tuchel's Chelsea. Then you had the infamous interview pretty much revealing that he wanted to go back to Inter, and now the Nerazzurri have their striker back on loan. And if you doubt Lukaku's love of Milan, even after that interview, he took a pay cut to join Milan for a year. Conte may no longer be around, but I have no doubt Lukaku flourishes under Inzaghi. Hey, sorry to bother you guys again, but I recently featured in Next Gen Football's video where he quizzes me on the MLS, and I don't know shit. So be sure to check it out, and he's pretty close to 3,000, so let's make it happen. The ever so intimidating Antonio Rudiger has joined Real Madrid on a free after years of success with Chelsea. The defender, known for his very tough tackles, joins until 2026. Now let me tell you about this summer's most confusing transfer saga, and it really didn't need to be that way. Quang Hai is the best Vietnamese footballer currently with 10 goals and 44 appearances for the national team, and there's plenty of assists with that. After scoring 31 goals and 127 appearances for Hanoi FC, he decided it was time for a new challenge, specifically Europe. Initially, he was linked with some Swiss clubs, in particular Sturm Graz. Then came the reports of a Liga club, Nantes in particular. Mind you, Nantes just won the Coupe de France. He was not going to get any minutes. He'd probably get negative minutes if that was even possible. Then came the reports of a Ligue 2 club, which is more fitting. This was where we got more concrete info, with many more reports saying Quang Hai was going to Nîmes. I mean, he was in their squad on Wikipedia at one point. But nothing came to pass, and the manager even denied any Quang Hai rumors. So in the end, finally Quang Hai joins Pau FC of Ligue 2 until 2024. Viet players going to Europe has never fared well. Ever. Because these clubs know exactly what they're doing. Marketing, gaining followers on social media. It's the norm when it comes to signing anyone in Southeast Asia. But I will say, Quang Hai feels a little bit different. He's proven himself in World Cup qualifiers against significantly stronger opponents, and not to mention, he's considered one of the most technical players in Southeast Asia. All I can hope though is that since this is a permanent transfer as opposed to the loans in the past, maybe there's hope. God, I hope so. Since joining from Watford in 2017, Richarlison has consistently been Everton's biggest threat going forward. Even in one of the worst Everton sides in recent time, Richarlison managed 10 goals and 5 assists to help the Toffees survive. This attracted the attention of Antonio Conte and Spurs, who decided to buy the Brazilian for 58 million as he signs until 2027. I quite like Richarlison, but knowing his antics and the fact that he's now a Spurs player, I'm probably gonna hate him more than Lamela. It appears PSG were not lying to Mbappe about their culture revamp. Porto's 22-year-old Vitinha becomes the first signing of the Luis Campos era. The central midfielder is very skillful and quick in his control, allowing him to wriggle around tight areas with ease. The Portuguese prospect averaged the most key passes per game of any Porto player and had a pass success rate of 90.3%, making him a great outlet. Vitinha joins for 41.5 million and stays until 2027. You may have forgotten, but Federico Chiesa was actually on loan for 2 years with Juventus. It doesn't feel that way though, because this man has practically made himself at home. Since joining Juve, Chiesa has been fantastic with 8 goals and 8 assists in the 2021 season. Unfortunately, an ACL injury early on into the 21-22 season limited him to just 4 goal contributions. However, when he comes back, expect the guy to be on a revenge tour as he signs for 40 million and stays until 2025. 20-year-old Nuno Mendes wasn't anything spectacular for PSG during his 1-season loan, but still did enough for the club to trigger his option to buy for 38 million. Considering the new project PSG are aiming towards with an emphasis on youth, we could see Nuno explode onto the scene in the coming seasons. 22-year-old Sven Botman has been one of the top defending prospects in Liga for quite some time. He was linked with the likes of Milan, but instead joined the Saudi Public Investment Fund for 37 million and stays there for 5 years. No defender in France last season won more aerial duels than Naïef Aguerd, who signs with West Ham for 35 million until 2027. The Moroccan international has a gift in reading the game on the ground with his effective anticipation. 22-year-old Fabio Vieira was Arsenal's first signing of the window, and he sure looks excited about that, but it'll be a great addition to the Gunners' lack of depth as the attacking midfielder joins for 35 million. With the appointment of American Jesse Marsch as manager, he's decided to reunite with his fellow American brethren in Brendan Aronson. Aronson is able to play both winger, attacking mid, and has that exact energy you would associate with Jesse's intense playstyle. The US international joins Leeds for 32.8 million and signs for 5 years. Diego Carlos over the years has become key to Sevilla's success, but now now he's off to the West Midlands to join Aston Villa for 31 million on a long-term deal. If you watch any Wafflenomics, you'll definitely know of the one and only Karim Adeyemi. The 20-year-old from Salzburg is a pace demon who's good on the ball with both feet. Adeyemi can play striker or winger and will continue his explosive development at Dortmund for 30 million as he joins until 2027. One of the most underrated Premier League midfielders is the one and only Yves Bissouma. His exceptional ball-winning ability and willingness to advance in danger helped Brighton to their highest position of 9th last year. This may be a reach, but I consider him kind of like a target Tchouameni in a way. Either way though, there's no doubting he'll do great things for Tottenham as he joins for just 29.2 million until 2026. After finally finding a home after being loaned out 7 times by parent club Liverpool, 24-year-old Taiwo Awoniyi had a fantastic season and scored 15 goals for Union Berlin, helping them finish 5th in the league. He now joins newly promoted Nottingham Forest for 20.5 million to help them survive in a historic Premier League season. Taiwo's contract lasts until 2027. During his loan spell at Villa, we saw glimpses of peak Philippe Coutinho, and maybe we'll see even more because he's made a permanent move to the Villains for 20 million and stays until 2026. 22-year-old Nico Schlotterbeck was a huge reason for Freiburg's success last season. He now takes his talents to BVB, where Dortmund hope he can seal the cracks in their defense. Schlotterbeck signs for 20 million and stays until 2027. And of course, with one going out, Freiburg needed to bring in another, so that's where 28-year-old Matthias Ginter comes in on a free until 2026. Ajax's Ryan Gravenberch has emerged as one of the best ball-carrying midfielders in Europe. Bayern scooped him up for 18.5 million and he stays until 2027. If it wasn't for Takumi Minamino, Liverpool would have not won 2 domestic trophies this season. But after 4 seasons where the Japanese winger only started 14 times, Minamino joins Monaco for 15 million until 2026. I'm excited for what he can do in Liga and even the World Cup because he'll be consistently playing now. 20-year-old Gavin Bazunu had one of the best save percentages in League One last season while on loan with Portsmouth. However, with so much competition back at his parent club, Bazunu has departed for Southampton for 14 million. I think this could actually turn out to be a brilliant signing in the long term. It kind of reminds me of what they did with Livramento, and you saw how good he was. Rasmus Christensen averaged almost 5 tackles a game for RB Salzburg in the Champions League. The now 24-year-old right back joins what we can pretty much now call Red Bull Leeds for 13 million until 2027. Name a better combination than Bayer Leverkusen and signing extremely promising talent. You can't. 19-year-old Adam Klosek managed to average nearly a goal every 90 minutes in 2020-21, and although that number dipped a bit last season, he still managed 13 assists, which means he's not one-dimensional at all. Leverkusen purchased the Czech striker for 13 million and will eventually make a profit of over 50 million in 3 years. I can already call it. When I start hearing that current 18-year-olds were born in 2004, the inevitable existential crisis occurs. Angers striker Mohamed Ali Cho joins Real Sociedad for 12 million until 2027. Penuro has pumped out many talented Uruguayans, and they've done it yet again with Agustin Alvarez. Sassuolo have decided to bolster up their attack even more and have signed the young 21-year-old striker for 12 million until 2027. Julio Enciso is a glimmer of hope for Paraguayans, and after scoring 11 goals in 14 starts for Libertad, Brighton have signed the 18-year-old striker for 11.6 million until 2026. With the departure of Awoniyi, Union Berlin replaced him with US international Jordan Pefok for 6 million. Despite what Twitter will tell you, Pefok has shown a lot of quality, scoring 22 times in the Swiss League. 19-year-old Fabio Carvalho was key to Fulham's insane title run in the Championship last season. Fulham fans will however be sad to know their starlet won't be doing bits for them in the Prem next season. Instead, it'll be for Liverpool as the Portuguese attacking midfielder joins them for 5.9 million until 2027. The Havre have given way to the likes of Riyad Mahrez and Paul Pogba. Isaac Touré is yet another product and he joins Marseille for 5.5 million until 2027. It feels like Niklas Sula has been around for 20 years. Niklas Sula looks like he's been playing for 20 years, and yet this man is still only 26 years old. But after helping Bayern win 5 straight titles, he's off to Borussia Dortmund on a free. 22-year-old defensive midfielder Boubacar Kamara has been key to Marseille's success with his exceptional ability to be an outlet for an exciting playstyle. However, his time is over with Marseille as he joins Aston Villa on a free until 2027. One player moving to Marseille permanently though is 23-year-old Matteo Guendouzi from Arsenal. The midfielder during his loan spell at Marseille showed off everything Arsenal were missing out on and signs with the French club for 11 million until 2025. 24-year-old Noussair Mazraoui is a fullback that loves to attack, and that style fit him well under Ten Hag's Ajax. Bayern though have managed to grab him for free as he joins until 2026. 25-year-old Ko Itakura last season was Schalke's best defender and helped them jump back up to the Bundesliga. Bundesliga. He was on loan, however, but now he's found a brand new permanent home at Mönchengladbach for 5 million. The Galatasaray zone signs until 2026. Nottingham Forest make another exciting signing in 25-year-old Dean Henderson, who joins on loan. If anyone remembers his performances for Sheffield United, you'll know that this is a great signing for a newly promoted side. They also brought in Julian Biancone just a day later for 10 million until 2025. The 22-year-old right back from Troyes is a highly talented player that Forest hope to improve their backline with. The Gabriel scriptures are complete. 25-year-old Gabriel Jesus joins Arsenal for 52.2 million until 2027. Jesus has become the final product of what I can only call the Pep experiment. The Brazilian can play as not only a striker but also a winger, which can help Arsenal's attack be a lot more fluid. People always focus on his goals per game stats, and I feel that's a little bit unfair. Jesus has scored 58 goals in 159 games. However, he's played 159 and has only started 99. Either way, Gabriel Jesus getting consistent minutes at Arsenal will help us see whether or not this guy is the real deal or not, but I am very excited for him nonetheless. Now, if you thought Haaland was bad, City also bought the engine of Leeds, Calvin Phillips, for 48.7 million. The 26-year-old defensive midfielder is so good he's often used as a single pivot, and it makes sense when he's in the top 2% of all European midfielders in pressures per 90. The Yorkshire Pirlo also provides a wide range in passing and good tactical awareness. And if you still doubt this guy, if it wasn't for his performances in Euro 2020, England would have not made the final. Barcelona continue their new summer strategies of free transfers and giving their young prospects 1 trillion release clauses. Andreas Christensen is a great ball-playing defender who will be joining Barcelona on a free next season until 2026. Milan's Franck Kessié also joins Barcelona on a free. The 25-year-old midfielder scores more goals than your average box-to-box and can also defend quite well. Finally, Fulham, in hopes of avoiding the inevitable, purchased Portuguese international João Palhinha for 20 million until 2027. Like I said before, leave your transfers that may have been missed in this video or other ones that just weren't included because I was editing this video while they were happening in the comments below. But of course, a massive shout out to all our patrons, including Jason TD, Janos Balas, Florian Lengel, Miliaway009, Alex Rod, Amin Suamez, Arnolfo Martinez Jr., Celoto, Daniel Ortiz, Darkwolf476, Edgar AS, Francisco Hernandez, Joseph Bonfante, Juan Leras, Kev FM, Mika Deichmeister, Nguyen Mintang, Rory Byrne, The Motor Drive, Tomicus, Triple GK, Vanilla Mexican 17, Victor, Ariel Floor, Chris Damasceno, Declan Malloy, Emmett Shea, Lewis, MX Weeb, Patrick Barley, President Pulisic, Tom Little, and Unbroken Persona. If you'd like to join the Patreon, there'll be a link down below and up in the annotations. You can follow my Twitter if you'd like, follow my Instagram if you want, follow my TikTok trying to get to, let's just put 15,000. And of course, you can follow my semi-active Twitch, which once I'm done with the 1-hour video essay, I hopefully should be streaming just a tad bit more. But until then, I'll see you guys.